If you remember back a few months ago, Lord of the Rings Gollum was a game that got released and got mocked by nearly everyone. It was a complete and total mess. It was a nightmare. It was a disaster. It was so bad that the developer even shut down the studio that created it. They even messed up the apology when they misspelled the title of the game. That's how incompetent nearly everyone was in every aspect of this. It looked like shit, and it performed even worse. Lord of the Rings Gollum developer to close after disastrous launch. Daedalic cancels a second Lord of the Rings game in development. And all you got to do is look at these ratings. A 34 from the critics. I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite that bad. It's tough for critics to give something a 3 or less. But look at that user score. A 1.2. Overwhelming dislikes. Well, it looks like as bad as things were for the Lord of the Rings Gollum game, it just got even more embarrassing. Lord of the Rings Gollum apology was reportedly written by ChatGPT. They didn't even care enough to write an actual apology. They had an AI tool write it instead. Look at this shit. The Lord of the Rings Gollum devs claimed ChatGPT was used to write the apology for how bad the game is. It's currently the lowest rated game of the year on Metacritic. The apology also spelled the title of the game wrong. Staff was reportedly not told about the apology letter before the studio put it out. And this was that apology letter where in the first sentence they misspelled the title. Dear players, we would like to sincerely apologize for the underwhelming experience many of you have had with The Lord of the Ring Gollum upon its release. We acknowledge and deeply regret the game did not meet expectations we set for ourselves or for our dedicated community. Please accept our sincere apologies for any disappointment this may have caused. Keep this in mind whenever you see a celebrity, an athlete, a studio, a game studio, anybody apologize for something. Think to yourself, could this have been written by AI? Could this be just ChatGPT? Could just be a stock apology? 95% of the time, I'm willing to bet that it is. There was an athlete, John Morant, who put an apology that I felt sounded like AI not that long ago because it sounded exactly like this. They're just trying to put something out to stop the pissed off fans from review bombing their game, as they like to call it. This is embarrassing. It's one thing to put out a shitty game, but for the apology, to put that little effort into the apology, that's pretty fucking sad. Let's get into a little bit more of this. In an interview with the German gaming outlet Game 2, previous employees of Daedalic Entertainment spoke about everything that went wrong. They claimed Daedalic was unaware of the apology before it went out, and publisher Nacon was in charge of its release. In addition, the devs revealed the game's budget was only around 15 million euros, far below what many AAA games cost to make. We can believe that. I can absolutely believe that it was a low-budget game because it looked like it, and apparently it played like it too based on all the feedback. An AI apology. Do not be surprised. Do not be surprised if you hear more things like this for these stock apologies, for these fake corporate apologies in the future. But absolutely one last embarrassment for the studio and the developers that put out this piece of shit.